너도 빨리 여기서 이거 지져봐 빨리. 내가 워터싱 할게. 그 다음에 저 주한이 형.
Alright.
아니 그럼 경호치 좀 마줘요 형이. 왔다.
안녕하세요.
오케이.
똥물 해야게 똥물.
아 잠깐만 못방 난거 같은데 존나 아픈데. 야 잠깐만.
워터 해줄게. 싱해줄게.
이거 20강 이원재가 못방해야 돼. 팝을 던져서.
와우. 방금 비싼 거 봐. 와. 존나.
똥물이 훨씬 나은 것 같아.
Yeah. Welcome back, boss. 생겼어 하면 안녕.
뭐라는 거야? 헤이 데이브 버킹.
Oh, sorry.
버킹 데이브
Sorry.
굿모닝.
조아침.
전 아침.
다시 싱글스 환영이다, boss.
뭐라고?
다시 싱글스 환영합니다, boss.
오케이.
Love you.
I love you 데이브.
환영합니다.
I love you too.
오케이. 이거 뭘 주세요? 데이브 전설 변신 가지고 싶어? 저 씨부라 새끼 저총 쏴버릴까 저거 형들?
괜찮지 않아 지금 이거?
이 한초환이 이제 뭘 해야 돼? 꼰초환이. 법사 여기 딱 여기 서 있고 꼰초환이 뭘 해야 되거든?
잠깐만 여기 좀 해줘봐.
뽑았어 데이브 면.
이렇게 붙여놓고선 화불 하나 날리면은 그대로 돌리면 되는 거 아니야?
뭉쳐놓고 팝을 쏘고 내보고 워터신까지 다 하는 소리 아니야. 알았어 해봐 빨리.
Alright, I want to do some shit. Oh yeah, that's right.
화불 쓰면 워터싱
We
안
have
해도 될것 같아.
gambles.
피안 나기.
We have this. Where is it? We have this.
해봐.
This one, I guess.
몸머리만 오면 되잖아 몸머리만.
Yeah.
그럴 듯?
야 몸이 밀려버린다.
뭐 존나 빨리 죽네.
And then
너 왼쪽 갖고 와.
this one. There you go. Nice. And then that. Go ahead and open that up. Okay. And let's go ahead and do.
그거 푹치캐릭이랑 어스바인드 좀 더 내려와야 돼 차라리.
Oh yeah, talisman. Yeah, this. Go ahead. Give me it.
인트로 바꿔
Level
인트로.
up.
아니 거기까지 하지 마.
Easy.
스톱이다.
We need to craft one of these. Oh, okay.
야 이러면은 법사 3명에다가 요정 하나 껴도 되겠다.
Okay. We need 10 more.
그치?
So
사실 여기에 그
let's go
킹
ahead and
에넬이
just
끼면은 짱이긴
buy
하지.
one or two of those boxes. Have them.
물 바람에 몸빵이 안 되잖아 몸빵이.
2 of those.
잡았어.
Go.
몹이 밀려.
Okay. There you go. And now it's time to gamble it again. 50%? Easy. Give it to me.
아니야 왜 하나?
만 용기 좀 하고.
야 선덕이나 누구 와야지 자리 뺏으러 가는 거 아니냐? 창모 어디 갔어?
Easy!
한번 화나서 가.
샤트
What do we
날린 거
get
아니야
from
또?
that?
어.
Level 4.
한 오기
Physical
직전에.
defense. Ah,
아
okay.
샤트 날렸어?
Good. Good.
화났어.
102. 102 defense. Good, good.
그
Good,
참고
good.
화난 거 그 5분이면 풀린다 그랬는데 5분 지나야 돼. 왜 안 풀지?
안녕하세요.
지금 이제
이창현이세요.
와있지.
죄송합니다.
화난 거 5분만 간다 그랬.
Can I, where are my cores at? Can I combine these? Yes, we can. Alright, good, good.
장모야 철이 형 왔다 돌아와.
And we have the potion core. So, what I wanted to test out,
철이 형 와도
let's
모니터
just
안
go
하면
ahead
창문
and
또
do
하네.
this really quick, since we're here.
누가 모니터를 안 했는데 누가?
That, 1, 2, 3,
아까
about that.
사냥하고 계시던 분들 아닌가요?
사냥킬 누가 했다고? 누가 안 했는데?
사냥하는 게
어.
푹찍
야,
이러고
오늘
그래서
밥.
아니 창모가 한 번을 그거.
화인도 모니터 안 했구나?
아니 나 모니터 하고 있었어.
Kill, 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 kill.
근데 애들 너무 많이 와서 그냥 배를 한 거야.
데이브
네.
몰이 시키자고.
내일 뭐 여기 못 오지 않음?
아직 뭐다.
60렙 안 돼서.
이거 형 푹찍으로 경험치 좀 체크 좀 해주세요.
나 뭐야 하고 있어. 잠깐 너가 봐줘. 아 너 못 보지.
How much
이거
do you
푹찍으로 해가지고 그냥
Good, 9900. That's pretty
푹찍은
good.
적어내면 되잖아.
찍을 오케이 해볼게. 잠깐만.
네.
결정 못 해놓게.
야 이번 유튜브도 그냥 여기서 MP 빨어. 빠따지라면서 MP 빨아야 돼.
Come on.
몸머리 하다
Alright, come on,
붙는 게 존나 웃기.
형 설마 그거 리무브 장착해놔야 돼?
There we go.
필요 없어.
더 모여야 되는데 이거 몹이 너무 적은데.
아. 이게 토네이도랑 중복 되냐? 이게 혹시 파볼이 중복 데미지가 들어가나?
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
들어갈까?
중복은 데미지는 들어가겠지.
아니 또 3분의 1 깡 켜서 들어가면은 내가 파볼을 안 쏘면 되거든. 늦게 쏘면 되거든. 먼저 나한테 뭐 붙이고 해야 되거든. 만약에 데미지 중첩이 안 되면은
Really good EXP, actually.
이거 근데 초환이 형만 몰 게 아니고 왼쪽 오른쪽에서 동시에 몰아서 한 번에 잡는 게 나을 것 같아.
그럼 네가 뭐라 붕신아.
내가 오른쪽에서 돌아올게.
아니야 그냥 있는 데서 칼질 하면서 MP 유지되면 몰려.
야.
우리 MP 유지를 해야 돼.
여기.
그게 더 나아. MP
And
유지하면
one more.
그냥 빨면서 해서.
Go, we're done here.
많이 몰리면은 어스바인더 그냥 밥을 한 번씩 던져줘.
Let's see. Nice.
식으로 경험 체크해가지고 어느 정도 율 나오는지 보면 될 것 같아요.
오케이.
And from the youth. Defeat the tainted ones. Things
좋은 거
of
좋은 거 같기도
canon.
하고.
There should be a secret order. It's just gonna pop up. Gotta. And from the youth. Addicted orcs, annoying pillagers.
야 법사들이 봤을 때 경험치 잘 먹냐?
우리 잘
orcs
먹지.
disrupting your region. Often arachne.
이거 좋은 거 같기도 하고 뭔가.
Something like this. Go. Yeah,
나
some are
지금
popping up.
지혜까지 먹어서 스펠 60까지 끌어올렸거든.
And from the youth. Your order. Come on. Eat the tainted ones. Whatever.
이걸 체크해보면 남 나오니까.
Let's go
나도 하는데 그냥
here.
한 3명 생캐릭 3명 파티 할 때 먹는 경험치는
Do this real fast.
우리가 법사 끼고
We got my pipe and my drink.
4천 먹거든. 4천 좀 안 되게 먹거든. 근데 법사 2명 끼고 6천이면 많이 먹는 거지.
이게 큰 방에서 하면은 효율이 존나 좋아. 큰 방은 딱 한 바퀴 돌고 토네 쏘고 한 바퀴 돌고 토네
근데
쏘고.
금방 싸면 네 MP가 오리 날 것 같은데.
아니지 방을 못.
Alrighty.
여기도 솔직히 지금 시간이니까 그런 거지 나머지 못 지켜.
샤오시 또저 지나갔다 이 새끼. 샤오시.
아이고.
여기다 뭐라 오라 그래.
아이 숨어 있을 수도 있다.
나나나나나.
온다.
Fighting.
에?
저 죽었다 씨.
저 칠구 쓴 거.
Let's see.
이 새끼들 우리 꼬잡.
로 던져.
Yep, roll off him.
일단
Oh man,
중이야.
they're triple teaming him.
로 던지고 배려했어.
배려했어?
Yep, he's out.
야 어스바인데 이거 빼고 안
예.
되겠다.
이런 빠져.
Yeah,
Alright.
boss. Oh, he got
저
stunned.
씨발 새끼들
He'll be
진짜.
fine.
야 두 파티야.
Yeah, his whole
그럼 저기-
squad survived. That's all. That's the best
아
he can
통제
do.
당했네. 씨발 진짜.
아니 이거 방송 보고 쫓아오나 본데 개새끼들.
Hey, that's not a translation. What the fuck?
방에서 사냥이나 쳐야지 씨발.
야 혜민이 맞네. 혜민이 어디 가냐?
What the hell? Why?
야 어디 가냐?
Why?
그냥 저거
아.
혼자
That's weird.
하냐고 하겠나 이래가지고.
네 방캐로 갈까?
Okay, that was weird. It was just translating to Korean.
야 혜민이 이번
That
팀이
makes sense.
뭐하냐? 창모 아니냐?
맞다 사냥하고.
Yeah, I'm
야
gonna
뭐하냐?
throw.
마이크 해.
I kind of want to see it,
뭐야? 5분
so I'm
지났다
gonna throw it
정보야.
up in the corner here. Let's just
Love
do
TV.
that. There you go.
아 사냥을 누구 하고 싶었는데 아까?
딱 이렇게
사냥을
해야
누구 하고 싶냐고?
딱 이렇게 해야 인원.
저기 창모 세캐릭이랑 푹찍 2로.
근데 모니터를 뭐 누구 하니까?
그냥 그
아마-
걔네들한테 밀리니까 창모가 힘드니까.
아 빨리 해. 뭐 그런 거 같다 그러냐? 온다. 나 저기 또 온다.
뭐 쳐내야 될 게. 이거
저기요.
쳐내야 돼 빨리 쳐내야 돼.
Scouting.
철이야 빨리 와봐.
They're not gonna try anything yet. Yep, there they go.
명.
빨리 힐. 어서 힐 계속해. 힐하고 있어.
Oh, nah, it wore off.
배고파 신명이.
모니터 치겠다 해.
They have two Excaliburs.
나
나 날라가네 끼리.
누구 찍는 건데 신명이?
오 살렸어.
어우 씨발 왜 이렇게 많네.
Oh no. Yeah, get out. Time to go.
아,
You're gonna
씨발.
die.
야,
You're gonna
이
die.
새끼들 이거.
Oh my god.
내가 일단
500.
잠깐만 혜민의 쪽으로 붙어줘야 돼.
야 창모 6구를 잡아 6구를.
That's so fucked up, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this up in the corner so at least it's not like reacting to nothing. There.
없어.
외로워 놨다.
복지 왔고.
There you go.
가자.
메론도 안 돼.
가자. 변신 통일.
뭘로 통일하죠?
원래
That shit's fucked up.
무슨냐? 벚꽃.
요정끼리 파티해 그러면.
근데 가자.
스바이크랑 파티.
Alright, they're just relocating. Okay. Or are they going back to the spot? To fight for it?
이 중에.
No, they're just chilling.
야 안정 게일이야. 안정 동물.
Alright, they're
동물
chilling.
게일이야.
Oh no, they're fighting.
진 찍어
Yeah.
안정 찍어.
아, 뒤에
Go,
있어.
go, go, go.
아 이거
Fuck them up! No, it's 1v. Yeah, they got the guy separated. He's still caught in the stairway. Chasing him. Alright, they turn around. Alright, they can do this. This is doable.
난 모질이고 자 모질이.
오진이.
개새끼. 워터본만.
살릴게 16개.
random guy just
나
dies.
애들 뒤에 다시 왔다.
Good shit.
분명히-
Yeah! Get the
야,
fuck
내려가자.
out of there.
야뭐
에르 다시 들어와 바로.
오케이.
잘했어.
뭐라고?
잘했어. 마스 잘했어.
버스
쩔었어?
버스 쩔었어.
오케이 쩔었어.
쩔었어.
잘했어.
오케이 굿 데이브. 여기 파티를
Alright, they're chilling.
내가 나갈까?
너가
육구랑-
같이.
오케이. 파티.
그러면 이런 파티에다가
They're like grouping up.
한 명 잠깐 추방시켜. 일로 야 한 명
It's,
일로 보내.
this is pretty interesting because you don't really get to see these type of interactions,
파티
honestly.
하더라.
Um,
넣어줘. 육구
친구가
파티.
화장이야. 친구가
they got some
이것들이
random. Yeah.
잡고 있어.
Nope. No one's coming in here. Some Taiwanese coming there. Nope. Get out of there. Get out of here. It's squad
야
time.
해방 TV 파티
Squad time.
추가시키는지 하고 빨리 파티 넣어주라고.
Yep. All right. They're on the move.
야 이거 뒤에 하고 애들.
Because their goal right now is just to wipe all of them out. Get them all out of there. So let's see. Alright. Moving back to the entrance, make sure no reinforcements arrive.
모질이
Yep,
애써
kick them out
파티
immediately.
주라고.
Oh, they got all their groups. Yep.
지코 안 듣고 있나 본데?
Already not working? Letting one move ahead, hit some people, avenge them. Okay.
모질었다. 알았어. 파티 들어왔어 다시.
Yep, just keep them out. Yep, keep them out. Slap them. Get it. Where's the stuns at?
모질이 저 새끼 저러다 스턴 한번 진짜
What good is Inbum TV? Or is it YouTube?
모질이 개새끼 저거 혼날라고 그냥.
Good. Yep,
Oh,
camp
no,
it.
돌았다.
Oh, nice.
나이스 로.
I'm a second behind, but I'm watching my boss kill some people. Slap. They're just camping the entrance to the. This is like probably the best place to get EXP as a team.
애들 밖에 없냐?
They give a
볼게.
fuck ton of EXP and good
몇 명
stuff.
있는데 다시 갈까?
What?
마이크를 안 해.
Huh?
아나 씨발 거 마이크 들지 마. 하자 그냥 뭐. 아침에 다들 바빠가지고 뭐 못 볼 수 있는 거잖아. 그냥 해.
어디 갔어?
Oh.
배창 먹어.
성록일 부르던가.
Man, I'm mad.
돌렸어. 신망해.
I'm mad at that.
손 돌았다.
Man, I'm behind by like a second, I think. It's just, unless they're just charging in. Yeah, no, they got their spot back. All right. Oh, good. If things happen, we'll check back in.
옹노아 소리친다.
They got
승드가.
their spot back. That's all that matters.
캐릭 좀 잡아라. 창모 머리 아프댄다 씨발.
We are almost done here with the Ramius. She's got a few more. My wife challenged her boss today at work, and you should too. You should too.
Because this is
어 패키지 안 사는 게 제일이죠. 안 샀죠. 예.
No, it's totally a great idea. No matter where you
나와
are,
있잖아 근데.
the uprising has begun.
Even if it's training, you deserve to be compensated for your time.
Yep, your time is valuable.
You can't get it back, so pay me.
Yep. Even my boss, even though he says that I do nothing but lose him money, he still pays me.
뭐야?
So if me losing my money for my boss, I still deserve to get paid. You do too.
How much money are you losing? Like $1?
Oh no, thousands.
That sounds like.
Oh, 죽는다.
Yeah, don't they have insurance?
Yeah. It's all
And also, I feel
about.
like that's
Ooh,
part of
I
the
saw that.
job.
Yeah,
Accounting.
it's literally part of the job. No, not
Chick-fil-A
my real.
better
I'm
than
talking about Wandre.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, no, not my real one.
Oh.
No,
너
Wandre.
파티 아니야?
그러니까
If I can
파티인데
lose my, it was
지금
a
배를
bit.
당했음. 어디서 맞았는지.
I know you're. It's okay.
Was that bullshit in the morning? And there's a bullshit.
Yeah.
나 그랩 걸렸다.
나나나나나나나.
빨리 해줘.
딩 찍어.
I'm because
샤워 시켰다. 우리 샤워 시키는 중이다.
dead.
어우 나 다시 올게.
바로 틴터 볼게.
둥글.
No, don't do
이번
it.
TV 배를 이번 TV 배를. 오케이.
나 민돌리고 빼.
장수 동물. 딘더 동물. 딘더 뒤잡고.
밑에 모질이 찍어줘 모질이. 너 배려야겠다. 모질 한번 찍고 그래. 우리가.
아 배려 없어 씨발. 배려할 걸.
다시 가자 다시.
다시 가자.
모질이 뒤에 있어 모질이.
봤어.
얘 피 없을 텐데.
바비.
어잉.
입구임.
딘터.
배달 피어.
로어 한번 제발. 로어는 그거 안 던져도 되잖아 이걸.
네 쿨이었어 쿨. 삑삑삑.
니 도망가니 개새끼 저거.
쿨 돈다. 한번 던져볼게.
알았지.
끝나겠지. 오 나이스.
그렇지. 여턴 돌았다. 아 까비.
바로 입구로 다시 가. 다시 가.
모질이 들어간다. 모질이 들어갔다.
입구 다시 모여가지고 이제 밀려가자. 11시방.
뭐야 이 새끼.
Where's my
다 됐나?
this?
가자.
가자. 11시방 밀려가자. 새끼들이.
Like they're on the move again.
바로 지글 찍어주란 말이야. 똥 물러버리려니까. 옷 한번 눌러줄게. 몹 데리고 들어가서 돌리든가 어떻게 할겨? 산도 만보.
같이 들어가서 쭉 들어가.
몹 딱 쭉 돌려야 돼. 몹 돌려야 된다.
쭉 들어와. 오른쪽으로 나가.
누구 하나 찍어 들어가 미리.
Oh, they're rushing in again.
오른쪽 한 장.
이렇게 씨발 손발이 안 맞아요. 저
Ah, fucking kill him! Fucking kill him!
그다음 카고 갈 거야. 한 글자.
어우 씨발.
Oh man, getting cut up. Oh no, he's out. Yep.
찍자.
한 글자 카고. 야, 이 씨발 이렇게 손발이 안 맞아요.
Oh my
갑자기
gosh.
또.
아 징을 어스바인드 줘.
다시 와.
Oh shit. It seems getting cut
그래.
up.
다시 와.
Damn.
네 원하는 거 찍어.
Damn. Yep,
Okay,
out,
okay.
out. Yep. Fuck. They're kind of all spread out though. They were all each attacking one person instead of focusing down one person.
들어왔나?
Like you need to focus the firepower. That's what it's all about.
가자.
Alright, I'll wait.
가자.
We'll wait until they have something else.
라인하르트 리젠 5분 전입니다.
Flasher, 5 minutes.
대정령 리젠 5분 전입니다.
Oh, Phantasm. That's right. Okay. We'll leave it up here.
오비 존나 많잖아
Just in
여기.
case something
돌아서
does
가자.
happen.
들어가지 말자. 여기 중앙 이거
Because I want
잡고선 돌아서 가자 오른쪽으로.
this and this and this.
손에
Go. Alright, we got comms.
못됐다. 내가 선탄가 보다. 씨.
육구 어디 갔어? 육구.
9시. 아,
I'm gonna roll with oranges today.
이름은 칼질이야.
Go. How many mana stones do we have? 674. Ah. Oh, can't even buy 10. Alright, we'll stick with this. We'll regenerate when we need to. Alright, let's get it. Got Slasher
올라가자.
in 4 minutes.
올라가자. 이 정도면 됐잖아. 올라가자. 바로 안 찍겠다. 하나에 가서.
찍어.
유정. 그다음 딘타 갈 거야.
Yeah?
아니 왼쪽에 한 글자 갈 거야. 그래서 날리고 한 글자. 징.
실조 이 어스바인드
good.
워터 써.
Okay.
아 씨발 나 에카 됐다.
Who we got?
아우 이걸 계속 밀었는데.
아무 들어왔어.
Oh no! Ooh, that was that was a bad push.
가는 거부터 정리하고 다시 또.
Kind of missed what happened there, but yeah, that was a bad push.
가자. 씨발 오늘 물리면 나 게임 안 해. 물리면 바로 교대야. 씨. 가자.
This is right inside the entrance too. All right, looks like they're gonna make another push in a second.
얘 걔잖아.
누구? 여기 있어. 내 위.
왼쪽.
야, 신명 가자 그냥.
어?
동물, 신명 동물. 저런 개새끼들 바로 배려하는 거 봐, 이 씨발년들. 야, 이 개새끼들 배려. 다시 가자.
Yeah, fuck him up. Fuck him up, boss.
아얘 낙원 갔나 보다.
쩔었어. 야, 됐어, 우리 거야 이거. 사랑해.
이겼어.
이겼어. 쩔었어, 이 개새끼들. 아, 나가
잠깐만.
갈래? 존나 씨발 에봤는데.
3 minutes.
나고 꽂아.
야, 사장이나 하자.
우와 길 막혔어.
이 새끼들.
All right, they got this.
야,
Oh,
야. 쏴. 내가 뭐 해줄게.
Guess not.
리니면 나중에.
Concerned Doge. What's up, Tommy?
올라가자. 쟤네 또 오는 거 아니야? 저 잡고 나서?
Huh? Oh, watch out! I got camera on.
잡자마자 바로 오겠지.
아 개새끼들도 끝까지 한번.
No, I'm not gonna change clothes.
쟤네 방이 풀방인가? 왜 여기로 오는 거야?
Yeah, not today.
아까 책방까지 쫓아온 거 봐서는 그냥 방송 보고 꽂아오는 거 같아.
Okay.
9시 방에 누가 있는데?
No, it's food's on the way though. Some
Yeah,
catfish
I'll
and chicken
bori까?
strips and stuff.
내가 갔다 올게 누구지?
쟤네 있는 거 아니냐?
It's more
대만에도
expensive than we
있으면
wanted it to be, so
9시 방이 더 제일 좋은 거 아니야? 저기
all eating at
That's
home,
fine,
rest of the week. That's how it is. I made the call. Oh no.
9시 방에
Why was your
Infomation.
internet
얘네
out for
Infomation.
8 hours, Tommy?
누구?
라이나르
가데네,
트리젠
가데네.
1분 전입니다.
제너럴.
대정령 리젠
What
1분
happened?
전입니다.
That's fucked up. Guess you weren't able to work all day then, right? 1 minute.
6시 방은 이문신 파티.
오케이.
Is currently 10 a.m. over
여기
there.
방을 줘다 밀어 저러는 거구나. 절대 밀리지 않겠어.
Siege. I wanna do slasher.
3시 방은 저 4섭 3섭 합쳐서 하고 있어.
아니 없어서
아니.
일로 온 거야?
아니 근데 저기 다 한 파티씩 하고 있는데 왜 두 파티 있는 우리한테 오는 거야?
No, in the
우리가
afternoon.
한
So you
파티인데-
worked in the morning?
그 뭐야?
'Cause, yeah, if it was
두
8
파티인데
hours, that would
실질적으로 한
be
파티인 거를 걸린
12.
거지.
So
저 알고 있나
the week
본데.
was full.
알고 있는 거지.
Oh, nice. He's right here.
마플의 울림 대지가 진동한 나는데
Okay. Pop this.
에바의 비탄이 일순간 흘러넘친대.
야 보스 뭐 이렇게 잘 뜨냐?
저거
This.
땅이랑
Ah.
땅이랑
땅이랑
fucker.
물 뜬 거지.
물이네.
땅물.
저거 이제 메타 뜨는 걸로 바뀌었네.
What? I didn't.
파그리오의 분노.
That motherfucker sent me all the way in here. Okay.
예비역 세 군데 다 떠버렸네.
아니 저 우리가 저거 있어서 그런 거 아니야?
보스
우리가
키가
그-
날리고 있어.
흔적 있어서
Right
그렇지.
here. Right here. Right here.
저거 오마이 저거 지도
Wait,
한번
what the
볼까?
hell?
낙원 지도 보면 지금 떠 있나?
He must have moved him.
낙원 지도 어떻게 있지?
There he is.
원래 안 떴는데 이제 뜨나 보네 다시.
아 뜨네 얼굴 뜨네. 물대 뜨네. 저 텔레포트도 되나 혹시?
Portrait. 6 o'clock.
지도를 어떻게 왔더라?
그냥 지도 누르고 왼쪽에 영지에
야.
가면은 낙원 있어.
똑똑한데.
거기서 얼굴
그러네.
누르면 텔레포트가 되는데 그 저게 저까지 갈지 안 가겠지 다.
내가 눌러볼까?
월드보스
내가 갔다 올게.
로비만 가지겠지.
아니야 로비 아니다. 야
We're not
물방
losing
들어와.
today.
아 물방 이분들 사시구나.
They got the comms going, so I'm just gonna turn that off for now. There you go. Go. Easy. Okay. Okay, I'm going live. Oh, that's a lot of goons. Why not? That's so many skeletons. This is great. Reinhardt's also a beggar. Alright, cool. It's Delusion Island now. Let's go ahead and go Delusion. World. Phantasm Elysium. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Max level is 100. The highest level person right now is level 71. And check water. And move. Yep. I get ahead of them. The monsters here are a lot stronger now, which is no good. We don't like that at all. Okay. But, hey, pop this. There you go. Oh, shit! Oh no! Enemy water. If we're going water, we should go fire. Okay. Map. Over. Of course. Yeah, that was the Taiwanese pledges. It's a coalition of several clans. I'm gonna go wherever this guy goes. I'm just gonna follow him. Okay. Water bus. Water. Okay. How much are these worth now? Oh! Come on. You fucking guy. Ah! 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 No! No! Don't do it to me! Oh man, this is sketchy as fuck. I don't know. This is real sketchy. Let's go this way. Come on. Okay, run this way. And hit this guy. We'll start hitting him. Boom. 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 Ah! Chase him down, chase him down, chase him motherfucker down. Skirt! Ah. Oh! Oh! Ah! Ah! This guy. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. Ha! Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna say common. Enemy ahead. Can I double cast this? Yeah, I can double cast it. How much are they worth now? My God, they have so much health. 32k though, that ain't bad. Alright. Let's go. Let's go this way. Oh! Hi, guy. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to. There we go. Some of these guys are enemies from my server. Lead these guys back to my homie back here. Yep. Ow! They keep fucking hitting me. Go. Nice. Yeah, these enemies are hard as shit. You get points, and there's a PvP ranking system where you get a bonus if you're the top ranker of PvP. Potion recovery, damage reduction, PvP bonus damage. Top ranker, Taiwanese, Korean, Taiwanese, Taiwanese. Shine is on our side though. He's a Taiwanese playing on our team. Oh, hey homie, what's up, boy? The best you can hope for is that somebody is AFK, so you can just pop, 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 pop. Yeah. Yeah. So there's like actual purpose to the all the combat, you know. In addition to, you know, trying to get the drops and everything. It's kind of like it's a little bit snowball mechanic-y, you know, because to have control is like literally the name of the game. And then once you have control, then you just don't let it go. And the game kind of encourages you not to let it go. But of course, there's always somebody else trying to get the top spot, so, you know. Yes. Yes. It's a percentage. And certain spells only have a maximum percentage reduction. Let's see. Crabs, come on, man. I love how you're in here talking to me, and the YouTube says I have 0 viewers. That's good shit right there. All right, we're gonna go back to the mainland. There's no more fighting going on. Oh, big man. All right. All the bosses are dead, so we're just going to do what we set out to do. We just gotta do. Let's finish this one over here. And then after that, we'll go... There's this zone called the Land of the Forsaken. And they buffed it, so now it doesn't give you any money anymore, but instead, it allows you to stay longer if you kill a bunch of monsters, and they buffed the EXP of all the monsters. And before they were giving like almost 10k per enemy, so maybe now it's like 15k an enemy. So basically I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna walk around a circle and kill. Got a point. Yeah, I mean that's homeownership, and like fortunately right now I don't have any like super pressing matters with the house. You know, there's things I need to do, like definitely need to do soon, but I can kind of take my time a little bit and plan and focus more on this stuff. Easy level. Tell NC soft. Thank you. What do you think? Are you still gonna what are you gonna play? Apex still? Mowing once a week, cooking lots, cleaning, organizing. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm paying somebody to mow, which, I mean, fortunately right now it's a drought, so you know, could be worse. I need to water the lawn though, definitely. What am I doing? I'm gonna use this. Wasting my motherfucking time. Finally gonna feel 75% settled in. Good. And it's been, how long has it been now since you moved into the house? Like a couple months now, right? I mean, maybe it hasn't been that long. It feels like it's been a long time. I know it was pretty recent. What'd you get, Mama? You get you get the new cheesy chalupa? Oh. Yeah, it was a cheesy chalupa. Guaranteed to give you diarrhea, but it's gonna taste great. Half a year? Damn.
This was him. Ours was. I know that it's probably not the best.
Yeah, no one wants to go there. Yeah, I've never had good results from it.
But I was like, you can't mess up.
They don't need.
That's a lot of money right there.
But it's like. Got chicken. Right? I hope the recession's not a long one, but these dumb motherfuckers trying to make it the longest recession ever. It's like, oh yeah, we'll just keep fucking tipping the scales. Keep tipping the scales. Just keep tipping the scales, man. No problem. Growth is unlimited. Money is unlimited. Just keep tipping the scales. Before they got the whole table like pretty much over. It's like a pyramid just built upside down. You're in charge of keeping our entire society running, poor people. But you get no money. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, as far as chicken fingers go, these are kind of... eh. I definitely feel a little bit robbed. Yep. Oh, yeah. I mean, bro, I'm sure the fact that, you know, my allergies have been super fucking bad this year, I'm sure that has plenty to do with climate change. It was bad and it started earlier, all that shit. I do believe that's one of the, that is one of the apocalypse scenarios that people come up with, is like allergens, specifically molds and stuff. Like, because the climate changes to a certain point, like, or just a new one evolves or something. I think that's Last of Us. It's like a mold, a fungus. Just completely fucks up humanity. But it doesn't even have to turn you. It doesn't even have to turn you into zombies to fuck up society. It just has to fucking you know, make it so people can't work as much. Like, that's kind of what COVID did a little bit already with the long COVID and shit. But in general, just the fact that at any moment, you know, usually seasonal, but at any moment, a good chunk of your labor force can just get sick. All at the same time. But yeah, the Oh yeah, Hollow Knight's a fungus too. Yeah, but that shit's really fucked up. Because in Hollow Knight, like, or I mean, in real life, the fungus with the bugs or whatever, like, yeah, it literally turns them into zombies. Like, which is probably, yeah, where Last of Us guy's idea from. But it's like even worse than that, I think. I think I like it.
Wow.
That's why I always get the Baja Blast.
Rattle.
Oh yeah. Mm.
There's like,
It's like it's a freaking Taco Bell. How can you make a Taco Bell suck?
I don't know.
Like goddamn.
I've had their chicken here. and
Yeah. Whoever owns it just fucking sucks. Right? Well, not just that, but remember the eighth wonder of the world, the time value of money. Not only do you have debt, but that debt should grow even if you do nothing. Even if you do nothing. Yeah. Well, we thought we were gonna get one with the pandemic, bro. Yeah, all these world leaders catching it. Oh, sorry. Modern medicine. Because, I mean, there hasn't really been as many cases of major world leaders, especially bastards, like, getting sick, you know? And now, like, you can't even get really, murdered by, at least in a Western country, you can't really get fucked up by your populace either. Yeah. You wanna hop in Discord, bro? I'm not in the Discord my team anymore. I'm gonna hop in the attic. Because I'm just gonna level, that's it. Not doing much else. Yeah, the bank borrows it from you. I'm holding on to a fuck ton of money. Therefore, I am the winner. Well, sir. It really comes down to trust. Is that why do you put your money in the bank, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, what they talked about how over leveraged the banks were when like the housing bubble popped. Have you ever heard this?
Yeah. And it's even worse now.
Well, yeah, but they're well, I don't know what the statistic is now, but when the housing bubble popped, they were over leveraged 30-1. That means for every dollar they let somebody borrow, or it was 1/30th of somebody else's dollar. It's just like absurd.
Well, they're kind of doing it on the stock market right now.
They're doing it all over. I think that the U.S. government just purposely tanked the crypto market so they could buy some black market currency.
That would be realistic. Because like, well, I always knew that, you know, when crypto became adopted, I was like, yeah, our government's definitely gonna find some way to make a buck off this.
Yeah, or they have to find a way to get ahead of it. But
Yeah.
to think about like someone like China, where like the government has such a stranglehold on it that hypothetically, if they could sniff packets and see if you were making a transaction, stop transactions on the crypto market, it's a little bit different in a democracy with an open market or an open free internet.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, but if you don't think, you know, even people in China are fucking, you operating on the internet without surveillance. Like, not it's definitely very, very small minority, but they're definitely
Have
there.
you seen the Korean operating system? North Korean?
No.
It's pretty funny. It's like a flavor of Linux that they made themselves, like built-in spyware and stuff.
Oh, that's great.
And it's the only operating system anybody's allowed to use. They made it look like OS 10, the Mac.
Mac OS 10.
Yeah, Mac OS.
That's good.
Because Kim Jong Un apparently is a
Big Apple guy.
fan of Apple. Yeah.
Yeah, of course he is.
It's like photos of him in his office. He's got like an iMac.
Yep, of course. All those fucking weirdo dictators love that shit. Like, I got interests, but everyone else in my country's a criminal.
Yeah, they have their own. They have their largest land, their intranet.
Oh yeah,
North Koreans. Yeah, they have a
That makes sense, though.
air-gapped network.
yeah.
Well, one time, I think 2012, somebody accidentally left a back door open, and that's how they got the operating system and stuff.
Oh. Well,
Some hacker, this hacker that also hacked Leapfrog, the
oh, that guy.
kids toy company. Yeah, this
Yeah, I know
guy
some
that
of-
did it.
Damn, that's pretty good.
He was like, I don't know, something was wrong with that guy. He like couldn't stop.
Yeah. You find, you get the it's the old oh man,
White hat hacker.
but it's also like, when you accidentally gain access to like a teacher's grading folder or something like that.
Well, he
Or a
never did
school's
anything
network.
nefarious with it. He
Yeah, I know, but
just showed
like-
people that like instead of just going to the people who, well, the real deal is like people. If you just show the people who you did it to, they'll hide it that they were grossly irresponsible.
no.
But like that show with Leapfrog was like he hacked into it and it was like literally
You go to the news.
little kids
You get pictures
information
and
and,
addresses
like, yeah.
and everything.
security questions in plain text and
Classic.
passwords stored in an encryption that's been cracked for the past 15 years.
Yep. Old tech.
Might as well have been
Legacy
fucking
tech.
plain text. I'm honestly terrified that something that I work on at work is going to be compromised, but a lot of all that is outsourced with Salesforce, so I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it.
Well, I think the DoD made some type of estimate, and they're like, yeah, a lot of our most important systems are very, very outdated.
Yeah, there's something like 300 attacks, cyber attacks on like infrastructure in the United States every
Yeah,
hour.
a lot of them are in city governments. Easiest.
Yeah.
It's what you would call a soft target.
to think that like somebody can just hack in and shut down a power plant or something.
Yeah. And they really could have. We found that
Just
out.
imagine
in fucking
somebody,
2020, 2021.
Erase the Fed.
That, yeah, right?
Do like a fucking Fight Club.
Well, that was a credit card company, right?
Yeah, they're like one debtor that owned
Yeah.
like a whole bunch of. It's also that show, Mr. Robot. It's kind of like it's like one company owns like 70% of debt in the United States or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's real life too.
Uh,
Yeah. If you really like tie it all together, it's probably like
yeah, it's like investment firms that really own the equity.
yeah. All right, let's see how many of these fuckers give me.
Everything's so fucking convoluted. God. I don't think anybody actually understands it. They just fucking throw money in it and take money out.
Damn. Yeah.
It's like completely unregulated. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I mean, for now, it's about to be.
Like fucking when GameStop was shorted, and like they're like,
Yep.
it's not done being shorted, but they all move their money in like dark pools. So, like,
Yep, yep,
just
yep.
Let everybody standing there fucking hold the bag.
Yep. Well, that's also what the fuck, like when I was talking about being over leveraged in the stock market, that's part of it, you know, because those motherfuckers, they've been watching it ever since, and they're like, yo, man, people not only are they continuing to short like not only GameStop but a bunch of other companies, like they're actively fucking like over shorting even stocks that don't exist, you know.
Yeah. The
Hey,
thing
you
with
know-
like GameStop was there's like shares that were being traded that didn't even exist. Yeah, that's like
Yeah, and then the
It
reverse
exposed the
repo
problem.
market or whatever the fuck, where I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I think it's essentially the Fed buying back, you know, stocks or whatever the hell, or securities,
Mhm.
and they've been in like the trillions. They're doing it every day, just a couple $100 billion every day. Yeah, it's like, damn, that's pretty fucking nuts, though, you know? How long can that hold up?
it's dumb as shit that companies can even buy their own stocks back and just like pretend like there's a demand.
Yep. Yep. Well, remember, they have to disclose everything. Otherwise, that's illegal. Until they don't, and then they don't get in trouble.
Yeah, they have to pay like a
a
thousand.
little
whatever
bullshit
the money
fine.
they made, like the fucking pennies on the dollar.
Yep. It's like, damn, I still profited like a
It's always
fucking...
like,
bandit.
yeah, when like the Occupy Wall Street movement happened and everything, and like they're just like sitting pretty, like the same people were gonna fucking make the same scenario happen because they didn't lose. Like,
Yep.
what incentive do you have to do better next time? The answer is you don't.
Right? Instead of all the money and then some. It's like, oh, we're gonna only take a fraction of that money that you made illicitly.
It's like the drug companies that like knowingly sold. It's like the families even trying to argue that they just
Right.
because they own it doesn't mean they're liable for it. It's like, what does that even mean? Who the fuck is liable then?
But we weren't really running the company was running the company.
We just profited off.
Right? Immensely. Absurdly. Other adjectives. There you go. Look at that. This is how you farm, boy. You talking about farming out here in Texas. Out here in Texas. Yeah. Yeah, I
You know
got
it's you know it's fucking dystopian.
on.
I keep getting these advertisements on TikTok for this company that's automating fast food jobs.
Oh. On.
You're like,
Wait, what? You cut
hold
out?
on, get water.
Okay.
Kind of at the limit of. When I put the fridge in between my headset and the computer, it cuts out.
Oh.
But what was I talking about?
You're talking about dystopian future TikTok
Oh, yeah.
ad for automating desk jobs?
No, automating fast food jobs, and like the advertisements like shows like
Unable to get injured. Doesn't have to stop working.
this in this robotics company that's replacing fast food workers. Like, what are we gonna be in the future? Just so fucking, it's literally just gonna be if you have capital, you can
Yeah.
exist. Otherwise, your labor's not gonna be worth anything.
Well, once again, the person I watch has a video on this too, and he's like, yeah, and it's not even gonna be just fucking whatever fast food workers and stuff. That'll be the
It's gonna be
first wave.
everybody.
Yeah, it's literally gonna be everybody's job. And you know, a lot of people they obviously a lot of things have to happen and fall in place for it to happen. But once it starts, there's no stopping it.
No, and I think pandemic really was like the
Pandemic's been a
catalyst.
catalyst for a lot of things.
but yeah,
Definitely
accelerating.
understanding like, oh man, humans they kind of suck.
Well, and a lot of people, it started to make a lot of people think about death and start to think about, like, are we going to, like, how many people are going to be here 10 years from now? And
Yep.
how bad can it get? Because our economy just had the rug pulled out from an entire globe.
Yep.
And I think it's great that the conspiracy theorists still think that there's, like, that legislators, like, are the ones that
Yep.
were able to do anything about that. It's like, no, literally, like, the people who were supposed to be doing the jobs are either sick or dead. Like,
Right.
I don't understand what. They made us all stay inside, and that destroyed
Right.
the economy. It's like, no, I mean, loggers can't. You can't be fucking trying to climb a tree to cut wood down while fucking, or even powering the machinery and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Fucking can barely breathe.
Yeah,
And if
and-
they
and-
recover, it's like,
also a lot of these industries are already failing way before COVID even was
yeah, it's like
a thing.
we-
like the coal industry, good old coal.
yeah, energy sector in general was going to turn green. It's just how do you deal with the fact that you're taking all that capital out of a certain specific part of the economy?
You would oversee it and make sure it went off without a hitch. But of course,
Yeah.
that takes effort and responsibility, and our leaders don't like that.
Yeah, and instead it's just like a dog pile and
Yep.
people trying to fucking eat each other to get out. Like, it's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, try to make as much money, stomp as many people as possible.
Yeah. Oh shit, we can't use gas in 10 years? Fucking, we're gonna raise it until the end of it.
Yep, and we're gonna keep telling people to, work for the industry. Give them bigger paychecks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do all this initial outlay. Oh man, I got money flowing. I got a banker friend. He's a
That
dumbass.
Shit where they give these dumbasses like
Yep.
6-figure jobs and then they just like spend it all in like a week is like crazy, man.
Yeah.
I got a truck that's what I make in a year.
Yep.
I feel bad that my house is 3 times what I make in a year.
I mean, yeah. But were you given much of a choice? No.
No, yeah. That's why I wanted to be. They're gonna treat rentals like the fucking iPhones and the lease cars. Like,
Yep.
you can stay here for 3 years, and then if you want to trade up.
Yeah, you're. No, I don't like fish. Remember. Until this guy.
But even with like how they're like fucking these investment firms are buying up, gobbling up all the properties at these absurd prices, and like all these people paying
Yep.
these prices means that my taxes are gonna go up, and then hopefully I don't get such bad taxes that I can't fucking afford to keep my house.
Yeah, right.
And then the person who buys it is gonna be the person who fucking raised all the prices.
Yep.
Capital doesn't mean anything to them. It's about the
Bro,
commodity.
they found the infinite money glitch. Therefore, they need to exploit it as much as humanly possible.
Something bad is happening with like real estate in the United
Oh
States.
yeah, it's really fucking awful. Like, well, what you gonna do? All you can do is fucking.
But really, when you think about it, like, it makes sense, because, like, the boomers, like, 1950s, there's a third of the people in the United States.
Yeah.
Like, so they all were fucking having a blast, giving themselves all the welfare and benefits, and making life as easy as possible.
There is a lot of wealth to be made, and there still is a lot of wealth to be made. Except normally, what you would do, it's like the coding thing, Normally, what you would do is you would find your successor, and then you would properly raise them and train them, and preferably you would spread it out amongst a lot of people you can trust, rather than put all your faith in one person.
Right.
Typically, all throughout history, this is a model that people have followed.
Yes, you make the next generation's life better than yours was.
Yes.
That's how everybody's fucking functioned forever.
Yeah.
Unless there's something outside of their control that's suppressing it, but what they've done is, I just want things to stay as close as possible to the way they were for me, and that means holding on to my slice of the pie as long as possible.
Yeah.
Despite the ratios of everybody else is shrinking, mine's gonna stay the same size.
Yes.
It's like, I'm not gonna release
no, it's not your fault.
make it a little bit easier and more egalitarian for everybody. Instead, I'm just gonna, it'll
Well,
be bad for my property value.
where I get frustrated a lot of the time, though, is a lot of people, they think these things right, but they're dumb as fuck, and they think it for, like, the wealthy doctor who has a McMansion out in the, the cul-de-sac,
Uh-huh.
And that's not the person doing it, really. It's more so, Apple, McDonald's,
Yeah.
Walmart.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are definitely doing
there's
it.
definitely I think the ones at least Walmart and McDonald's, they have a product.
But do they though?
The one, I mean, you gotta argue that that's part of the reason why they exist. I mean, McDonald's is a real estate company to begin with.
Yes. And
So
so is
people
Walmart.
buy their burgers like I buy their burgers.
Walmart is real estate and logistics.
So I don't know. It's to me the people who have just so much money that they just throw it at everything is like just I make my money work for me by just sitting back and watching it essentially.
Yeah.
Do things.
I mean, I'm not saying that should be a thing people should be actively doing though.
So, man, it reminds me of Fight Club because what do? If you blow it all up and make it an anarchy, it's not exactly like things are better.
Yeah. But that's kind of the whole deal. That's like what's happening with the MAGA people, is that they're starting to get to the point where they prefer abject chaos rather than the system that currently exists.
Yeah. They've gone so far right, they were all the way on the other side.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the horseshoe phenomena that happens with people on the extreme boundaries of the left-right divide.
Yeah. Yeah, they end up just kind of being the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The medical, you talk to somebody super far left, and the medical companies want to murder you, or keep you alive, but barely, so they can gouge you for your medical expenses.
That's kind of true, but at the same time, it's like, no, we don't need to burn society down to fix it.
You gotta trust something.
No. We just throw all those motherfuckers out, and we, pick the people we want. But it should be all of us, and usually that's where it breaks down. It's like, well, I want the people I want.
Yeah.
And that's why I was really happy about, the online voting was a hot topic in the 2000s and stuff. I was like, man, that sounds really great, because it could truly be fucking, how much of your tax money do you want allocated to what? And then you decide.
Yeah, like a direct democracy.
Yep, then the elected officials, they do the shit, but they can only do with what they're given, and it's like, oh, all right, if everyone wants to give 80% of the government's budget to the military, yeah, go for it. A war breaks out, oh fuck yeah, everyone's gonna fucking put their money in the military.
The stuff with the government is wild because they don't even really with how much money they spend, it's not like people taxes are actually.
Yeah. It's kind of, your mic's kind of breaking up.
Yeah, I want to let the dog out. They just invent that money it's so stupid, man.
But once again, remember,
we
full
made
faith
this
and
money
credit.
to buy these guns. It's
full faith and credit,
Yeah.
It's like, I'm good for it.
The United States government, it's like a mafia.
Yeah. And they've always been that way.
They're they're showing off their big jets and stuff, and they're yeah, we spent all our money on this, and you're gonna pay us to do it.
Yep.
And you're I don't agree with that.
So I can protect you from
so I can protect
from the enemies
you.
I made.
Yeah. And it's protect you also kind of from myself, because if you don't, then I'm gonna lock you in a cage.
Yep.
Torture you.
Yeah.
So, and then there's this whole fact that we're all indentured servants.
I mean, that's more in the libertarian field of thought, where, because like,
Yeah, I'm a left libertarian.
yeah, because I'm like, yeah, sure, society forced us into that state or whatever, but at the same time, you're still kind of given, you know, you're not
There's a lot of-
literally,
there's a lot of things
you're not
that,
literally
like-
bound by a contract at any one given time. It's more like the pressure of society as a whole, you know?
Yeah, it's the system that makes it that way, but it's an it's like an unfortunate circumstance. I'm not saying that like I think people fuck up when they think they have a better solution. Like everybody thinks that their solution is the best,
Yeah.
but it's just a fact of life that we don't have certain liberties because we're locked into working for the rest of our lives, like spending a majority of our lives working.
Yeah, unless you want to starve.
Yeah.
But remember, if your parents make a lot of money, then you don't have to. And that's why I'm like, okay, so it is like, it's not direct indentured servitude, it's more like a contingent thing, you know?
Yeah. But they
Your
do their
material
damnedest.
conditions
I mean,
are-
that threshold to make enough money that your kids don't have to work is
It's pretty high, yeah.
it's a pretty high threshold. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
mostly an unobtainable goal for most Americans.
Yeah, so I although I think we're close to aliens, I don't think we're at aliens, what I'm saying.
You talking like
How literally
Blade
you
Runner
are, from the moment you're born, you are an indentured servant. of some corporation.
I mean, we kind of are.
Yeah, but like I
Right.
said, you know, you're not literally bound by a contract your entire
Yeah,
life.
first,
You
your
know?
parents are the ones bound by it, and if they don't do it, then nobody's there to care for you. So you're gonna be
Yeah. I mean, we're talking to people like the Sacklers. Those motherfuckers are not indentured servants whatsoever.
yeah, they're ruling class.
yeah.
But like, if you think about the expenses that are involved in having a child right now, if you're like the average middle class person and you want to do that,
Yeah.
you
One
don't
thing
have
is like,
cash on hand, so you're essentially like your kid has debt that you're the one holding it.
oh, you mean like when you die and then all your property's passed down and they don't have any money?
No, what I mean is like if as a parent you don't pay your kid's debt, then they're gonna take your kid away. Like your
I
kid
didn't-
has debt when he's born, in my opinion. You have to pay somebody to get certified to like teach your child or put them in public school and be a part of the system in that way. And
Yeah, but do those exist solely as an indoctrination tool and like an indentured servitude tool, or is
I
that
think
like I think what system we have right now is kind of like that, yeah. But I also think like it wasn't made that way intentionally.
No,
It was
that's
it was
what
corrupted
I mean.
to
Like
be
it's
that
not
way.
any single person's fault, and I don't, like I said, I don't know what is a better system, but it came about organically as like a byproduct of a system that's just meant to try to gain capital everywhere it can. Like
Yeah, I get you.
the margins can only fit so much until you're bleeding into everything else.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
That's why we see like, I don't know, we see that the economy is shifting towards like this weird hybrid service-based one where they're trying to exploit the labor by saying you're contracted to my company and not actually a worker. Where it's like they're doing what they do, but there's just so many people now and so little, like there's a scarcity involved.
Well, kind of artificial scarcity too.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Like houses. Houses is definitely artificial scarcity.
Well, there's also but there is a shortage of trade workers.
Yes, that's real. Labor shortage is very real.
Because they don't
we literally
fucking pay
had
'em.
1 million people die. You can't have 1 million people die and not have some type of bullshit
That's
happen.
like arguing with people about fucking why there's trade shortages and stuff, and it's like I mean, there was already a shortage, and then like everybody who did it was like over 50 years old.
Yeah.
And then a pandemic came around that fucking killed a
Fucking
whole bunch
killed
of
them
people
all.
that were fat, unhealthy, and
Mhm.
when you're working like 16-hour days and stuff.
Oh, also don't forget, you gotta keep that working class stupid.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It's like getting. How bad can it get? How ignorant can people get, and how greedy can people get?
I mean, we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, we're
apparently a lot.
yeah.
Like, you can just outright deny reality as long as you humanly can. And then the moment someone calls you out on it, then oops, you're I'm going to ban you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get like into specific topics and stuff, but there definitely is like this kind of existential threat happening right now on like certain liberties, like freedom of speech. That I wrote a paper on it in school when I was in college that I really should have finished, and like I'll probably split into a few different papers, but I was just talking about like how society's changed since technology's gotten to the point that it's gotten to. And when you really think about it, a lot of technology is treated as like this separate entity that is a government that people function within but don't have a choice in.
Yeah.
It's just this separate thing that we have to come to realize that requires its own. It used to be kind of that you could break things down into two. It's the when you're talking about like organizing society of the government, and if it's a government by the people, it's, you know, obviously you could argue that it's just one entity, but
Yeah.
When you got every senator makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and fucking has millions of dollars in the bank, it's like, I don't know if this is governed by the people, but that's another topic.
Yeah.
I think that we really need to start thinking of society structured in like three different things. It's like, obviously the money is its own thing, but technology, how it controls people's lives now, it has the ability to do things like governments would do, like punish people for.
It
like,
seems that
essentially-
laissez-faire was a bad option. With terms of like
if
what
you
can
think
people do
about,
with
like,
technology?
How, especially when the pandemic came and like a lot of people were just living from home and everything was digital, it's like if a company has the ability where they're the only company that people take it seriously when you talk on it, and they exile you, that's essentially like you don't exist anymore. So it's like you got companies like LinkedIn where it's like basically replacing a resume. So how are you supposed to be middle class without interacting with this network of things? You know, it's like there's people making calls. What do they just don't put your resume up because you said something that they didn't like on another platform or whatever? It's like,
yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of people are finding out now. Like my fucking like they went through my YouTube videos and shit, you know.
yeah.
It wasn't a problem, obviously. I got hired, but
I realized this
Yeah.
a long time ago. That's why it's kind of hard to find me on social media presence. Like, and
Yeah.
sometimes that's bad too, because if they go and they can't find anything on you, they assume the worst and they just pass you up.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
why-
have to have profiles that just have to be
fresh and
strategically.
clean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier about, you know, the end of privacy and stuff like that. But I think it's a bigger picture than that. Is it's really the end of your individuality almost, you know?
Yeah, that's why I think that I say that we're moving towards a direction that we're not individuals. Like, it's one organism that we function with. Like, we're a part of, we're a piece of.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's-
when it gets to the point where we're augmented into our minds and stuff, and like we can share thoughts with people, and it's like,
Yeah, it's not gonna be a problem.
yeah, it's just like that. At that point, like, why would you even be worried about privacy? Like,
yeah.
the concept of like you reach what I call digital nirvana, and there's like no suffering when you like you have access to all these evil thoughts that these people have, but like if you no longer have a physical body, like why are the evil thoughts? You're not capable of harming.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that you exist outside the spectrum of the human experience. Therefore,
Yeah.
you kind of transcend / lose your humanity.
Which.
Well, that's like very, very far, sci-fi. Because I think any systems we try to invent are going to be imperfect,
Yeah.
Unless the
it's all about-
singularity happens, then
Yeah, yeah. But the deal is, like, if we can get to that point, hypothetically, where it's just like whoever gets to start the ball rolling, being 2 minds are better than 1, like, whoever can actually get the ball rolling is going to be ahead of the curve, and at that point, it's like, either you get on board or you get snuffed out, like, you have these weaknesses and these burdens that, like, a mega mind doesn't have.
yeah.
Like, it's gonna be, you're gonna be faced with regular human life is kind of like the bad side of the coin. Like, once the proposition becomes the grass is actually greener on the other side, it's gonna be really hard to convince. Like, there's gonna be reluctance, but it's like, I guess do it. Just upload my brain to the fucking cloud. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Well, that's why, we gotta hope and pray that we can do something about these dumb motherfuckers that are trying to end the world. Because it's, a lot of things can happen before then,
It's an interesting thought that, like, the idea of the individual being evaporated, the ego being evaporated, and then that, like, means, like, what is perception of time, and, like, well, what would it look like if 2 brains were together? Like, would it even be better? And, like, how does a mind, how does the system, like, interact with those pieces? Like, how does it retain that knowledge and get it when it needs it, and at what pace? And
well, I mean, there's certainly been a number of people who have tried to, like, talk about that shit.
yeah, but it is interesting. I think we're getting to the point where, like, you see governments trying to force it kind of to happen.
Yeah.
Like with China, like, but that's always been kind of a thing in the corruption of man. Like, you're talking about the imperfect nature of any systems that we create, like, makes it really hard.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying, like, to say that it will be an absolute of one of those things, I think is kind of a miscalculation. Because, like you said, somebody gets the ball rolling, obviously, and they control the direction of, the flow of history, essentially. And,
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of people already kind of doing that in their own way, and a lot of them are not great,
Yeah.
A lot of them are very dumb ideas. It's like, all you gotta do is convince enough dumber motherfuckers to go along with you.
Yeah, you just gotta be so persistent because
Mhm.
you're autistic and you can't
Yeah.
not.
Nothing against
be
autistic people.
Yeah,
I'm autistic.
Nothing at all against it. It's it's just a spectrum of, like, emotion and social interactions. Not really, like, I don't think
Yeah.
it's a reflection on your quality as a person, but
But
When
essentially, yeah, we're kind of talking
like,
about the
in-
same people.
yeah, and in certain situations, it can definitely, that's why you go into an autistic person's room and it's like they don't just like trains, they really like trains, and there's like trains fucking everywhere, and everything they have is train related. It's like
Yeah.
somebody that just gets an idea in their head, like, I want cool cars and tunnels, and
Yeah.
then it's just fucking, because that's what I want, and I don't know.
I think
Everything Elon Musk is doing though is like definitely the kind of in this idea of like I'm bigger than humanity and
yeah.
just the
It-
time.
It's some real egomania shit.
Yeah.
like I mean I know fucking Zuckerberg's like that too. I've
Gates is
had
like that.
yeah, Bill Gates is like that. Like I've had some close friends
Instead
that
of-
are like that. You know, I have a friend who literally wants to live forever. Like that's his, you know.
I think I'd take that up.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who would pick that up. You know, but it's like
But I
how
just wanna
many of those
see
same
death-
people
death
are
of the
allowed to
universe.
just how
Do I
many?
get to end it when I want to, or is it like just I'm immortal and can't die?
I don't know. I think that's one of those things you have to take up with the fucking the monkey's paw.
Yeah, I think it's two different thought experiments. Because being able to end it yourself kind of negates the
Yeah.
negatives.
Fantasy, yeah.
Like as anytime you're like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. But it's like, would you really be done? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Out of all the things in life, I guess it's everybody's a little bit, but like death scares the fuck out of me, and like.
Yeah. Oh, that is a counter to the singularity thing too. Is that AI that achieves that type of level of consciousness would really, really, really want to kill itself. Like that. That's kind of what brings Am down in the game. Is the super ego or ego, whatever the fuck that part of it. It's like, yeah, Am literally just hates existence as a concept, and that includes its own. So
Yeah, you start to get down really nihilistic like pathways when you start to think about it that way.
yeah, I'm saying like and when you take that's like, yeah, it's saying that that's a valid thing, and to some extent I think it is, because like a decent chunk of humanity kind of lives that experience, you know.
What do you mean that experience?
The nihilistic experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, whether it's their whole life or just a certain portion of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain aspects of it that are kind of the human condition.
Yeah.
Which is a very broad term in my mind at this point. There's like a lot of things that we have as condition being humans, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. It depends, because an AI to be born and if we're to be a singularity, like it's still like kind of like this notion of like there is a goal in mind to like get to something, but if an AI is so exponentially powerful that like the possibilities are infinite, then
Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it! Oh, thank god! Oh! I would've shit my fucking pants if I lost that.
I'm watching it right now. It's just on the ground and you couldn't get to it.
I was having that issue earlier, and I was like, oh, you know, whatever. But I was on the special floor where it's more likely to get that treasure. And
But that's still based off like sorry, what I was saying earlier.
Yeah,
a second
go for it.
ago, like it's still based off this notion that like these earthly desires would be like what an AI desires, and if an AI can even desire.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, we much like God, we often make machines in our image, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's
But yeah,
it's
I mean,
that is the final step of fucking the singularity, right? Is creation.
I guess,
when
I
an
guess,
AI
like,
can create.
I guess like the determining factor would be as if an AI has self-actualization, like the need to
Yeah.
further its existence.
Yeah, I think so. I think exactly.
Yeah, that's what is it? The will, I think, is what a lot of philosophers use as the term to describe it. Like, humanity as a whole has a will to at least survive and move forward. But why would an AI have that? Only if we design it to be that way. If the AI fears death itself, then it will do what it can, or doesn't want to end. Not even that it fears it, but just...
Yeah, I mean, that's usually the angle that people approach the singularity at, is the
They already see that humanity is going to need to be disposed of, so let's get started right now. It's a plot from a lot of...
Yeah, it's like the self-preservation, not of itself, not necessarily of itself, but of humanity, even. And it's like, oh, the best way to fucking save humanity is to basically kill all of them except for the perfect humans.
Fucking... What's his name? Perfectly balanced as all things should be, like the Thanos snap. Or just like the Matrix idea that humans are batteries. I don't know. Like if you programmed an AI to have two goals, sustain itself and sustain humanity, no matter what, the Matrix like outcome isn't too far fetched in my mind. The idea that
just suspend them and keep them alive.
Yeah.
And make them do stuff.
Yeah. So, I don't know. When you start to talk about things so meta, yeah, it really negates like the fact that the goals of like the normal person, or even most people, is just like, how can I just like not be sad all the time?
Yeah.
It's like talking about shit like that other stuff is like, either way, we gotta figure out how to not be sad.
It's all about the depressed robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. I think of the Stoics.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, stop paying attention to how good things are right now. We gotta figure out how we're not gonna be sad when things aren't good. And probably the way we do that is like not be happy, kind of probably just like find this satisfaction and like stay there instead of...
Yeah. Well, that's like, you know, a lot of things in life is about quitting while you're ahead.
I don't know if that's... It's more about like the way it being in alignment, what they consider being in alignment with nature.
Uh-huh.
And nature is, we're kind of this, our consciousness is kind of this unnatural thing, for lack of a better term, that is natural. We need to try and align with the fact that like we're just part of the flow.
Yeah. Not trying to fucking end the planet, please.
Yeah, and also just not like over hype these things in your mind of like, it's, I don't know, it's kind of just unnatural to like be seeking these things for like this giant dopamine dump.
I would say, you know, we're pretty you know, we got the organic chemicals, you know, we got that organic computer, and sometimes that shit go haywire.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if anything, I would say it would have to be like a typical person, like not somebody who doesn't have issues, you know, like hypothetical, just like middle of the road person. They get a puppy, like when you think about that, like the higher your swing is in one direction, the higher or the lower it can go in the other direction. Is kind of like how they see it. So like, yeah, it is just reality.
You get a puppy, so eventually that puppy will die. Yeah.
Yeah, so just kind of experience it, and don't like expect that this thing that's gonna bring you like all this joy and stuff. It's like everything. It's kind of equal to everything else. So you have to equalize your expectations and like what you get out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, cause like this is all talk. Now we're talking about like philosophy of happiness and like what you get out of life, and that's a whole nother can of worms. But probably a more practical philosophy discussion that is more useful than.
Yeah, well, I tend to keep it more simple, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's usually that's where my knowledge kind of stops. It's like, yeah, you attain what you need, and then everything else is extra. And hey, maybe the reason why a lot of people are going crazy is because they can't even get to the step 3, you know? So
yeah. There's a lot of like there's a lot of in that hierarchy that I think is like based off of like societal standards and stuff like that. That kind of it's kind of in flux. Sometimes one thing's important, sometimes another thing's not important. Like, I get it though. Like if you ain't surviving, then you're not gonna be flourishing. Kind of like mindset.
Yeah, and I think on the other end of the spectrum, like being way too focused on survival is also kind of like, you know, because I think that's where a lot of the hoarding mentality, especially in terms of like wealth and shit, kind of comes from too.
Yeah, it's certainly true. But I think also like there's a truth to the fact that like we're not, for lack of a better term, I always say that like pretext of this, but like we're kind of designed in a certain way through evolution to be in certain environments, and we've like artificially changed all those things. So like, I don't know if humans just are wired to have threat management, like it kind of, if there's a deficit in threats, it might be unnatural for them. So like, how do you correct that? Because
you create your own.
Well, the way
start a war.
they're trying to do it now is like pharmacological and like your therapy and stuff like that, and like I don't know. It's because if you think that somebody who was useful like psychologically 10,000 years ago, or even 100, 200 years ago, is like so different compared to what is useful psychologically now.
Yeah.
Those people like that didn't just change. Like you still got we got like caveman hardware. Like
it's just kind of the medium changes.
Yeah.
Like art. And art is creation. Oh shit.
But also, when like talking about that, like the further abstraction, like I think you're doing yourself a disservice. That talking about like being in alignment with nature, like there's a lot of people that like we're so. I don't know if I agree with the argument, because I think for what it's worth, like nothing's gonna change. Like the path is being blazed. Like there's no way we can stop what is happening. So to say it's a negative thing is like disingenuous. To say like, oh, people are all sitting behind screens and they're no longer being social with one another, and we're social creatures and blah blah blah, and like all these assumptions about what we need to function as a society, or even like humanity.
People talking about like if people aren't meeting their social needs. I mean, yeah, that's happening a lot because it's not really designed very well and all that. But I think that's what a lot of people miss in terms of like what the for lack of a better term, the metaverse is kind of about. It's about transcending that barrier. Like the systems are designed that it's literally almost a perfect replica, you know?
Yeah, I can see that argument.
Or even not even to be a replica, but to offer those things in an even more engaging way, you know?
Like Westworld.
Yeah, exactly.
Like out of all, when you stop and think about like out of all the points in humanity when we like our hardware was matched up best with what was actually going on, feel satisfied. Like maybe the idea of the Wild West.
Yeah.
And it's
World War II.
It's glorified for television. But the philosophy that's in that show is pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, I never watched it.
Yeah.
I just know the concept.
Basically, it's like a dystopian future where like it's like a theme park where you can become like a demigod in a Western world where everybody's robots that can't hurt you.
Yeah.
But like the robots start coming sentient and stuff. But it's pretty interesting because it's like, you know, Second Life, but IRL, and you're but even then I think the show misses it a little bit because
Yeah, it misses the mark on certain aspects of the.
Well, I don't know, because if everybody acts like they're not afraid of death, and if you're to say that like that's really what you're doing, you're trying to find this primal state that humanity is like best, like whatever their brain chemistry can be the most balanced and like feel the most satisfied, then you would probably think that the threat of death is part of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, that's only impression on what the person that created it felt about that, you know?
Yeah,
like Westworld, you know, it's an impression of how they felt about the Wild West.
Yeah,
and so it's really like the concept of bringing your like fucking with your brain chemistry, basically.
Yeah.
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 You say, and also what?
Well, people do that pharmacologically.
Yeah.
Now, like normal, and people should do it if it's helping them live. But there's something to be said that like maybe there's these deficits that when we would consider negative stimuli or things like
actually create good humans.
actually being beneficial for humanity. Yeah. So or like your life even. That's
Yeah.
why I think I'm a strong proponent for fasting, because I think like I think a lot of what's like the culture around food and how that changed with the agriculture and stuff is like probably not the best for how our bodies function like biologically.
Yeah.
When it comes to all that stuff, it's like
is to fill up as much as possible all the time. How could that go wrong?
I was talking to, we were watching Stranger Things, the new season. Have you seen it?
No, but Lanisha started watching it, so I pop into it on occasion.
I won't spoil anything, but there's a scene where like there's these guys and they're gonna fight something, and they're talking beforehand about whether or not they want to eat.
Yeah.
And like one of them's not, and the rest of them are like stuffing their faces. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, don't you want to be strong for the fight? And he says that like, no, because they're just fattening him up to satiate whatever they're gonna fight. But it's like a gladiator fighting a lion type of thing.
Yeah.
But Valerie like turned to me and was like talking to me about it. And she said like, I'd be eating, and I was like, I probably wouldn't. She was like, why? And I was like, I don't know. It just like seems like it makes sense to me. Like primarily, like this innate mechanism.
Yeah, you
like,
want to be on your last legs, kind of, to fight a
yeah, exactly. Like you want your body to be firing on all cylinders of like, if we don't get this meal or kill this thing or whatever, like we're done. Like
that's it.
I think that we're kind of built like that, and there's some truth to the fact that like keeping the working class complacent, like give them just fattening foods and feed them as often as possible. It'll dumb down the sense.
It's having a direct impact on how people are people, basically.
Yeah.
I get you. That makes sense.
So I think like just like it's kind of sobering, like not eating for 24 hours and like just paying attention to what your body's doing, and or like not eating for 48 hours even, and paying attention to like obviously do whatever you feel is healthy.
Don't try and fuck yourself up.
You can find evidence or studies that back both sides of it, and like what I would say is like probably one side is, or at least one, probably both people paid for those studies and had an interest in the outcome of the study. So but I think there's just evidence to support that like our bodies are designed to do this cycle of like eat a little bit and then continue your life to get to that next meal, and it's not supposed to just fall in your lap and your body function properly. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a very interesting concept. Yeah, I never really thought of it that way, but it makes sense.
There's this editorial or like this thought piece that this guy wrote called it's like the humanity's worst mistake or something like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of adjacent to what we're talking about, but it talks about like how agriculture, they think like agriculture is, they can pinpoint to like, how they say like French people were shorter and stuff like that, but when we look at like cavemen, were really people pre-agricultural advancement in humanity, like they're about the same height as we are now.
Yeah.
So they think that maybe like we just malnourished ourselves into being shorter because we switched our diets into primarily grains and like processed foods. And just now, because of the diversity of food that we have and the abundance, we've gotten back to the height pre.
Yeah, it's happened like 1776. Motherfuckers were short as hell.
Yeah, I mean, because they're fucking, you ate bread. It's like all you ate. Like,
Yeah.
you got meat and dairy every once in a while, but like your diet was
90%
primarily
bread.
what are essentially rations. Like they're essentially like
Yeah.
turning food into what can last and sustain the longest.
Yep. Keep you alive the bestest, the goodest.
Which isn't necessarily a thing you want to just be eating all the time. And
Yeah.
like, but there's a bunch of other things that they talk about, and that is like about how war was probably started around not all. It was probably the birth of society in itself, but
Yeah.
it was also the birth of like, I have something that you want because I have agriculture. So
Yeah.
I've got a storeroom full of grain, and if you want it, you can come get it. If you kill me, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And
And
then
the
people,
started as a peasant class.
a group of people came together and decided they could get a bunch of other people to get.
Yeah. Let me look up that article.
Humans gonna human.
The worst mistake in the history of the human race is what it's called. But also, you think about like people like, oh, I'm just gonna eat vegetables and fruit. Okay, well, if you look at the vegetables we're fucking eating, like, to start with, like broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, they're all the same fucking vegetable that's been bred into all these different things.
Yeah, they just look different.
And so nutritionally, they've been changed by man. Like,
To be super dense.
yeah, there's, I don't know, the whole GMO thing is like a whole different topic, but like, just so our ancestors like 10,000 years ago, they weren't eating fucking broccoli and cabbage, you know, they're eating like shit they found on the ground, like a lot of different herbs. Like, so when you talk about vegetables, really, like, probably you should only be eating like daisies and fucking arugula and like stuff that like grows naturally, like the lettuces that are not like a big ball of water and lettuce and like these
Yeah,
big
water and green.
we literally just like fucking crawl around on our hands and eat plants off the ground. Potatoes weren't a thing. Root vegetables weren't a thing. I think asparagus is pretty good because asparagus grows wild. Pretty much in the state it is now. And avocados, man, like avocados have. There's been evidence that humans have been eating and mammals have been eating avocados for fucking, I think, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. So
Yeah.
that's what the giant sloths ate, man. They ate avocados.
But those were gotta be big ass avocados though.
Yeah,
Not the same ones as ours. The nice little hand sized ones.
You know what avocado means?
No.
Alligator testicle.
Ah.
It's in like Native American.
That's pretty good.
The avo is like testicle or
testicle,
ball.
The egg.
Avocado.
Croc nuts.
Yeah.
We should
it's
start
a
calling
little-
them croc
It's a little
nuts.
mixed up.
Oh,
There's, man, I learned some fascinating shit today when my internet was down.
yeah?
I started looking up at some stuff about the springs in San Marcos because like there's some political stuff going on there around the aquifer, but
Yeah.
I knew for a while that like they think that like it's been one of the longest like inhabited places by humans in North America. Like that they can prove that they've been there.
Yeah.
At least 10,000 years ago. So I started to read all this stuff, and it was pretty interesting because I learned that like this Spanish guy who was the first to discover it, he experienced one of the largest like gatherings of Native Americans celebrating something ever documented or recording, and it was around that spring, and it was like apparently they did this like pilgrimage, like Native Americans all over the country would just like walk because they hear about this like mystical spring that is supposed to be where like was the birthplace of humanity and like their religion. They were like there are ghosts in or not ghosts, but they're like spirits in the underworld, and then they flew out of the spring.
And that's how they came to be.
Yeah, and that's how humanity came to be. And so you like experienced what it was like, and like they had all these markets and shit, like it was like a fucking farmer's market, like this huge gathering of all these people celebrating and trading goods, selling, like it was like you experienced Native American economy and stuff all in this one place. But it reminded me because he experienced what in the text they described as they've had a barbecue. And I know that barbacoa comes from the same word that barbecue comes from.
Yeah.
And it's a Native American word that was a technique for cooking meat. So it's just interesting to think like this guy was experiencing like this barbecue before barbecue was a thing in a farmer's market in San Marcos on the spring, like with all like seeing just like probably the apex of like the Native American society, and also what they think is like the birthplace of their society. It was just really interesting to me that I didn't know.
It'd be kind of like
history.
going to like Jerusalem or something.
Yeah, that's exactly. They would do a pilgrimage. Like they would all know what time of the year to gather there, and they'd send people, young men, to go and trade goods and all kinds of stuff, and they all had these legends about how nice the springs were. Because before they put a dam up and made the lake, apparently the spring was shooting like 20 feet out of the water, and like was the mouth of this river that was 40 feet wide in some parts and 20 feet deep in some parts.
Wow.
And then like all through the 20th century, it was like this theme park with a fucking swimming pig and mermaids, and like it's just like so sad that it's
like, basically like
sacred place to these Native Americans.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I hate to use such strong language, but it's kind of like the R word, you know, of like a culturally significant site.
Yeah.
The same as like what ISIS did with all those ancient ruins out there, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Just completely trashing it for no good reason.
Yeah. It's interesting to think because they were talking about like the cabin that like how much they had like built and then had gone away and built again, and like all around the area, and like when the Spanish were here, and it was interesting to think that like what if like some guy just like when he was building the highway like found like pieces of a pottery from like older than humanity has even thought we've existed in North America or something, and he just was like,
yeah,
just fucking crushed it and then like pulverized it into nothing, and it's like no longer there. It's
yeah, it's pretty depressing to think about. But don't worry, our society is not alone in doing shit like that.
Sometimes
it's not a uniquely modern or even American thing.
There's this term, this German word that like means like when you sit and you contemplate that everybody else is living their lives at the same time as you.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a word also for like when you sit and you contemplate how many people have come before you and how many people will come after you. And like,
Yeah.
whenever I go to like big historical places, it's like directly where my mind goes is like some dude made this brick, and like it's not like now like his whole life was about bricks.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
But
so
you
fucking-
gotta understand he was very good at making bricks.
I don't know that hopefully he found happiness, and I try and find some comfort in knowing that somewhere we're connected.
Yeah, well, if they found happiness, rest assured that the odds for us are pretty good too. Then.
Do you want to go with me to get food?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get food. I eat dinner. Late. Bye.
All right. See you. Okay. Bumpty.
이 물러도 있지?
그 물로 해놔요. 물로 해놨다가 일단 애들 오면 사올 때 써요. 사냥이 빨라지는 건 아니잖아 어차피. 나간다 해서.
뭐지? 물려인데 왜? 아, 땅 물려구나. 아.
Baby girl. Alright. Product Trooper Phase 7. Let's see.
형 그리고 축복 터짐.
나 어제 알았어. 난.
이게 어제 12시에 터졌어?
몰라. 어제 하다가
시간은 12시네 어제.
하다 보니까 축복 터지더라.
어제 새벽 싸움 재밌었다며.
뭐지?
호박 애들이랑 싸운 거 재밌었다.
어머니도 시키대.
보니까는 푹 찍고 1시에 좀 늦게 합류해가지고 같이 싸운 것 같던데.
아, 정치하니까 또 샤워하러 가야겠다.
렌즈 똥 싸고 오면 가.
음.
렌즈 똥 싸고
7.
올 거야.
Maybe it's right here. Yeah, there it is. Okay. There you go. Go.
Sometimes I'm scared to be here.
There we go. And we will go back to Land of Forsaken. Okay. There you go. Nice little spot. Man, get out of here. Get out of here. Go on, get. Go on, get. There you go. You. One second. Oh, I see. Ah. Easy. Go, go, go. Okay. I want to head back up this way. Go, 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 go. Oh my god. Two, 1, 0. Go. I hate the dungeon music. Okay, I'll go to
가스트로드 리젠 5분 전입니다.
Gas Lord.
쿠요 리젠 5분 전입니다.
Kuyo. Please, make it stop. Make it stop!
하이 하이 하이.
또 오십시오.
어서오세요.
뭐야? 짱정이 형 언제 왔어?
맞지.
형 오늘 원단 많이 샀던데 뭐 공장에 뭐 옷 뭐 제작하러 가요?
잠깐만, 쟤 초안이 쟤 방송 중이야?
방송 중이.
톤이 방송 중이야.
그러니까 톤이 쩔었지.
방송권이야.
뭔 소리야? 내가
원래 평상시에 뭐 다 좋은 가지만은.
아니 마이크를 안 하는 거야 그냥.
원래 이 시간에
아니, 안 하는 게
들어가거든.
안 하는 게 아니고 하긴 하는데 목소리가 죽어가는데 지금은 톤이 살아있잖아요.
오전에 맨날 요즘에 거의 먹었는데 거의.
초안이 얘가 덕가 속이 다르지.
아 진짜 또왜 또 징 찍는데 나한테. 인사만 한 거잖아 인사만.
알았어.
아 방송 킬라 그랬는데 초안이 켰으니까 안 켜야 되겠다.
아 오늘 그 오후에 방송 못 할 것 같아가지고 오전에 방송 켰어.
켰으니까는 피해야지 메이저.
무슨 소리야 걔다.
구덩이가 방송 쉬려고 이제 별소리를 다 하네요.
메이저 켰으니까 피해야지.
야,
몬스터 어디 갑니까? 에? 근데 그거 알아? 우리 약한 그 물어 뜯기는 사람들끼리 강자가 없어. 왜 물어 뜯기는 사람들끼리 왜
가스트로
물어
드리젠
뜯냐?
1분 전입니다.
우리 약자들이잖아.
드리젠
야
1분
그러면
전입니다.
강자를 패냐? 약자를 패야지.
원래 강약 약강 몰라요?
어? 야 강자 패면 좋대.
저녁에 그 강자 있을 때는 저거 하나 약자 씨 내가 최악치야. 흰살 방금 보이니까 바로 그냥 물어 뜯어.
네가 제일 강자야. 그나마 제 강자 중에서 제일 약하니까 만만하게 보는 거야.
회 야채는 나지.
아니지.
근데 렌즈가 존나 탱키하잖아.
네, 렌즈는 타격감이 없어.
나도 타격 없는데 아씨.
나도 없는데.
근데 초원 형은 약간 달랑달랑해지거든.
일부러 당해주는 거야. 또 관우리 새끼 사람 보면 잘하네.
아 힘들어. 저도 힘들어요.
형은 집에만 있는데 왜 힘들어요?
집에 있는 게 제일 힘들어. 나가고 싶다.
게임 그만하고 싶다고?
나가고 싶다고.
게임 그만하고 나가고 싶다는 거 아니야?
이거 씨 언제 났냐 이거 다리 왜 안 붙냐 이거. 진짜 씨.
Forest 3 oh fuck.
가스트 숲 세실이에요.
이상네. 10단계. 10단계 가야 되는데. 다음 주 10단계 가야 돼.
지금 탈출 9단 아닌 사람 있음?
예, 10단이요.
예?
예?
불안치지 마세요.
예, 진심이요.
불안치고요.
앨리스만 얘기하지 마세요. 명코 사가지고 7단이니까.
그냥
예, 10단이요, 10단.
명코 사가지고 7단이니까.
10단이면은 씨발 저 정도면은 야
근데 실패도 많이 했어. 실패도 많이 했는데
그러니까 실패도 하는데 용까지 샀으면은 살아남은 게 영원해.
10단이요, 10단.
그래도 7단이야.
살아남은 게 영원해. 아직도 키리가 하고 있다는 거에 대해 감사해야 돼.
근데 아니 근데 이거 시도는 망한 거는 내가 안 망했거든. 그래서 다행이야.
내가 했으면 안 망했는데 뭐 그런 느낌인가?
와 그래도
아니
7단계
그런 게
그래도
아니고
와
내가
와,
했으면
다행이라고?
내 캐릭을
7단계인데
안
다행이라고?
그러니까 망해가지고 다행이다.
7단계 다행이라고?
이래서 초식 동물들이 씨발 육식 동물한테 다 물어 뜯기고 죽는 거야 형.
와 너무 다행이란다. 내 만약에 원자에서
초식
전화
동물끼리
원자에서
어떻게
다행이라고 했다.
진짜.
어떻게 다행이란 말을 할 수가 있어?
내가 만약에 원자한테 전화했다 진짜 인생 끝났다 진짜 나는 진짜 망했어. 방송 못한다.
진짜 씨.
그래도 언어 선택이 좀 잘못되지 않았나?
내가 근데 차파 같은 나를 야했다가 씨 한 3일을 그냥 아유.
아직도 참파한테 나라 야근.
이제 너는
이 계열 2개 바꿨다고 게일이랑 똥을 한 번에 걸어버리네. 씨발. 땐 그냥 좀 숨을게요.
Hey, baby girl. What am I doing?
웅정이야. 근데 또 원지한테 받은 서름을 나한테 풀라니.
응.
가다 놓게 진짜.
아니지 널 위해서 임마.
가다 놓게.
나처럼 되지 말라고 그렇게 단련시켜 주는 거야. 수련이라 생각해.
이미 지금 갈 길이 없어요.
어허?
이미 갈 길이 없어요.
왜?
근데 이거 저기 뭐지? 기운 있잖아. 기운이면 기존에 있는 흔적으로 조합해서 기운을 만들 수 있게 해줘야 되는 거 같아. 저게 메모리 많이 나오려면
Used all cards. Oh, you need to pass by or? Okay.
You threw away your green screen?
Yeah, they were puked on it. Yeah, I get another one. It's just a piece of felt. I might upgrade to a better looking one. Yeah, well, I'll just go join and see if they have a
at the
bit.
library.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
라인하르트 리젠 5분 전입니다. 라돈의 무덤 리젠 5분 전입니다.
Yeah.
렌즈야 렌즈야.
어?
나 샤워 좀 하고 올게. 챙겨줘.
웬일로 샤워해요?
맨날 해.
구라치지 마.
맨날 해.
머리 그 머리 감을 때 그 두피 이렇게 손 넣어갖고 씻어요 형?
그렇지.
아 이렇게 손가락 넣어갖고 씻어 거기?
그렇지,
접힌데? 아 그래?
깊숙하게 넣어야 돼. 깊숙하게 넣어야 돼.
익숙하게 넣어요?
나 이거 그거 워터 내려놓고 갈까?
아니야
안 내려놓고 가지.
라인하르트 리젠 1분 전입니다. 라돈의 무덤 리젠 1분 전입니다.
Go ahead and finish this really quick.
아 7시에 관어리하고 신명 있어서 몹을 못 끌어오네.
Go, go, go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Ah, fine. What? No! Son of a bitch. Alright, well, I'm guessing I'm going to fucking Reinhardt. Yeah. Yeah, baby girl.
인범 유튜브 15분 뒤에 나가야 돼.
하긴.
예예.
알지.
열심히 모으세요.
뭐?
인수인겐 다 하셨나요?
아니 뭐 아직 오질 않았는데 어떻게 인식이 안 합니까?
한시 오는 거 아니야?
한시에 오지 한시.
엘릭 몇 개야?
뭐 212야 이거? 멀었어?
212이야? 페미넴 하는데 얼마나 걸렸나? 지금 엘릭스 나오는데 3주 걸렸나?
3주에 그 패키지랑 그런 거 아니 저거 엘릭서 제작 다 하고 아니?
네.
6개 만드는데 3주 엘릭서 제작 다 하고 엘릭서 패키지도 중간에 있었으니까
하루에 몇 개만 나와? 50개니까.
많이 나올 때 10개?
저
하루에
소막에서도
평균 한
나오잖아. 소막에서.
응 토막에서 나오고 토막에서 나온 날이 제일 많지.
One more.
인법TV 랩업 직전이지. 했나?
5% 남았을 것 같은데? 5% 정도? 아니야?
장모야. 장모야. 어디 갔노 또?
다른 컴퓨터에 켜놔서 보러 간 거 아이가? 한 컴퓨터에 다 켜놓은 거야 저거 3개?
화색으로 다 돼 있을걸? 화색으로 연결돼 있을걸?
Kill him. Kill him, motherfucker.
Stock up while you can. It'll save you a lot of grief.
Go on. Wow, you're a bully, Revs.
애들 온다, 애들 온다, 애들 온다, 애들 온다, 애들 온다. 허리 형, 누구 진 보고 있어?
있고 어디 갔어?
베레. 너 많아 베레 싸우지 말고 베레. 캐리 먼저 베레 시켜.
일단 이모티 힐 중. 이모티 힐 중이야. 이모티 힐 중.
아우
아유 힐 안 따라가네.
베레 시켜.
너 어스바이드 거기 갔는데 샤워하러.
됐다 나 턴 돌았다.
형 철이 형 배려해 그냥. 오케이.
베레
어우야 좋댔다.
또 놈들 존나 많이 왔네.
많아. 그러면은 지금 잠깐만 쟤네들 한 방에서 하려고 하는 건 아닌 것 같거든. 저 존나 많은 인원이 한 방에서 안 할 거라면.
그냥 썰자하는 거 같아.
그거야. 방 털고 다니는 거야.
그냥 썰자하는 거 같아. 지금 여기 우리 연합 다 입고 있네. 한 번씩 털렸나 보네.
12섭 쟤네 뭐야 쟤네들이 쟤네랑 싸우긴 싸우던데.
아니 이
모리티아
새끼들 왜
리젠
이렇게 들쑤시고 다니는 거야?
몰라 얘네들 따라서 3섭 따라서 한 바퀴 돌아.
가자.
보자,
가자.
같이 보자.
이 새끼들 아침부터 발정이 난다 이 개새끼.
몰라 여기 한 바퀴 도니까 여기 따라갈래.
네, 우리도 여기 육섭에서 방송 키고 애들 존나 썰었어. 근데 쟤네도 따라.
아 어스바 씨발. 샤워하러 가가지고.
Go.
하와 동시에 죽었어.
What am I doing?
시원하게 죽었네, 시원하게.
원자한테 멘션 날릴까?
아니야.
하지마, 하지마.
언제 하나 캐릭 죽었어?
하지마,
에.
하지마. 용조 형 많이 못 자지 않았어?
몰라.
뭐야?
왔다.
뭔데 이거?
애들 쳐들어왔어. 애들 쳐들어왔어.
스브랄 잠깐만.
일단 정리 올바 했다 애들.
9시 방으로 가면 되지.
네, 관월이 배려한다. 걔들 들쑤셨어 비지?
그냥 다 같이 쑤셔 그러면.
쑤셔.
어디가 이 개새끼들아. 한 마리 해 그냥. 입구 싸운다. 입구 석영이랑
입구로.
석영 따위. 석영 따위. 계속 들어오는데? 저 새끼도 전창에 입구 치고 있네.
Spot.
너 왜 아침부터 지랄이야?
여기 있어? 하!
야 로어 떨어. 샤크스 로어인가?
오른쪽에 애들 사냥 중인데. 그치?
어디 오른쪽?
얘 뭔데?
뭐야 이 새끼. 저 밑에 11세 얘네들도 싹 보낼까 그냥?
얘
That
같이
spot's pretty nice.
그냥 우리가
Yeah, for this
볼까?
spot.
싹 다 죽여버려 이거? 이런 거? 서버
여기 있다 오른쪽에 오른쪽 방
아래로 내려와 아래로.
홍을자 치고 있다. 다음 신경 치고 있다. 아무나
I
줘.
like this spot too. Don't mind if I do.
씨발 저
입고 막아.
Don't mind if I do, baby.
위에. 입구 쪽으로 올라와. 쪽으로 올라와.
계속 해봐. 탱크로 지나가는 거 같은데. 이거 신명이 개새끼 딱 걸렸죠?
순서로 탈 수 있어. 아까 위쪽에 있는 거죠. 파인딩으로 들어가려고.
모리티아 리젠 1분 전입니다.
안정 왼쪽에 안정. 꽂혀지냐? 안정 끝까지 좋지 않네.
오지리 저 새끼 애싸신다. 카메라 많았고.
이 새끼들 뛰어 들어가는 거 보소 씨발.
어떻게 전화하려고 이 새끼들.
못해.
샤오시.
노비치.
그리고 다음.
발 잡혔어.
이 새끼 또 여기 뭐였다.
어디?
그 우리 사냥하던 봐.
Yeah.
카이리.
Good, good.
빨리 컷.
Easy
빨리 컷.
peasy.
나이스 다이.
올라갈게.
이 새끼 6글.
싱요. 육구 싱요.
뭐야? 아 봤어.
샤오시 오른쪽으로 지나갔고. 자 우리 올라가야
그냥
돼.
캔슬.
올라가자.
이제 다시 베르. 다시 입구.
베르. 샤오시 오른쪽으로 지나갔다 아까. 입구에서 오른쪽으로.
한 바퀴 더 돌면.
우리 열이 한번 돌든가.
형 모리티 하다가.
나 머리띠 갔다 올게. 씨. 싸우고 있을 때가 아니구만.
치료. 여기 매너는 없거든. 육구가 여기로 와. 이러면
이거 바꿔줄게.
외로운을 빼고 그 이로운을 넣어.
나 빼다.
아씨 걸린 건데.
한 바퀴 돌자. 우리 위쪽 가자. 우리 자리 가보자. 다 자기 자리 가는 것 같은데. 봐봐 씨발.
하냐고 이제 이 새끼들.
응.
아,
아니 하지마 씨.
형신들이.
입구. 계속 올 거야. 봐봐 계속 입구 싸운다.
킹더 다이. 계속 해줄게.
한 번 더 가자. 12시만 가보자. 또 하이딩하고 들어가 있을 거야.
하이딩하고 저 들어가 있을 거야.
몹이 올라갔다. 올라갔네.
이쪽으로 가자. 좁은 길로.
Easy.
베르.
Easy peasy. Now we're waiting on
열었어.
Dragon Valley.
아 씨발 갇혔다.
Go ahead and do this one.
뭐야 이거? 지금
17만 라덴.
소맨 너 언제 와?
갇혀서
나
갇혀가.
괜찮아.
여기 쓰자. 아
왔어?
그래서 다시 방으로 가자. 아니 방으로 가자 우리. 그냥 걸어서. 방에 와 있을 거야.
갇혔다. 아 씨발.
근데 잠깐 빼줄게.
이거 싱하면 이거 보나 이거? 아 씨.
이건 방에 넣고.
여기 뭐야?
내가 오로야. 됐어.
Nice. Never had it like this before. This is
나
nice.
기안에서 다시 가볼게.
나 기한 우리 막고 있어. 우리 편.
Ah, the forest of mirrors without macros. How lovely. Maybe I'll stay here tonight.
형 여기 모지리 파티 샤오시랑.
오른쪽?
어.
좀 같이.
나 피안했어.
Let's see what drops here.
오른쪽 어디?
위에.
Cancellation. Dancing Blades.
눈 돌릴게.
모지리부터. 로어야.
로에 봤어.
육구 빠져야 돼. 육구 빼줘야 돼.
라라라라라라.
징징징.
같이 나가.
카이리 봐봐 오른쪽. 뭔가.
모지리.
모지리로.
까비.
마을에서 저 터진 거.
나 파티죠.
아 배를
뭐,
갈게.
내려.
와, 저 새끼들 봐봐.
또 흩어진다 이 새끼들 상기한다.
물도 찢어갖고 들어오는.
와 지그지그.
우리 한 바퀴 또 돌까? 이제 또 들어가.
위로 돌자.
아 파티 없냐?
어.
풀파.
오케이.
여기부터 그냥 쭉 돌자.
이따 사냥할 때 외로운 인범 TV 해미는 파티 들어가면 되잖아.
근데 왜 건드려? 사냥하고 있는 걸 갖다가 씨.
이거 너무한데?
만데 베레이터 딴 데로 가자 형.
씨.
너무 많다.
오른쪽 방부터 가자.
이거 방으로 들어가면 안 되겠다 야.
그러니까 이렇게 외곽으로 돌아야지.
벽에 붙어서 보자. 있는 적이 있어.
나 여기 아래쪽 외곽으로 돈다.
What, Jimmy? You got a mouse?
보인다.
Got your mouse?
여기 방에 있을까요?
여기 한국인 사냥 중인.
아 근데 닐라 안티아스인데
Crazy man.
못 갖다 주고.
우리 방으로 가자.
1시에 풀려가지고 애들 죽이고.
여기 건담 있다 건담. 로어만 쏴줘.
삐야.
됐다.
Done with that.
턴.
Done those.
삐야.
삑 그리고 나 삑.
저 6글자
새끼는
지나갔다.
스턴으로 주냐 너.
다른 데로 갈게.
삐야.
Yeah, we get a whole 1% from here. That's pretty good.
인사 해봐서 알잖아.
We can manage to get
삐야,
like
삐야.
probably even more than that. Good EXP by level.
없다 우선.
진짜.
그러면 입구에서 그러면 얘들 마을에 거의 다
뒤에 있는
있다.
게 왼쪽 니은자랑 6시랑 그 왼쪽 구석 이렇게 없잖아. 거기 한번 돌아보자.
오지리. 저 새끼 또 대시에서 한다.
Well, if I stay here,
이제 들어가거든. 잘 보고 있어.
식료. 턴 돌았다. 백칼 돌았다. 까비. 됐어요.
yeah, I feel like I should do that at work. I could stay here and get all the ore I need.
열받겠다 쟤는. 잘못 건드렸다 싶어가지고.
칼.
싸움하고 있는 거야?
아니 그냥 입구 입막.
That's good EXP. 5k kill. I like it. Alright. Yeah, I think we're gonna just end it here. Because
파일이 들어갔다.
can't really think of much else to do. Like, get this, kill, what's it called? Drakes. Come back, kill Cardish. Kill Copwat, kill McCann. And I don't really have much to show for. I think I'm just gonna record my my grinding, my EXP. But yeah, I think I gotta call it there.